Good morning, my live stream internet friends and family. How are you today? So, today, I have some really good progress to announce. Makes me very happy that I'm making good progress. I had told you last, like 2 weeks ago, well, a little bit over 2 weeks, I had started a big project for a client, editing, big editing project, two two shorts and a feature. So I had started working on them all rotate on like a rotating basis, so that I could keep moving forward, which actually was stressing me out a bit, but it worked out fine. Because what happened was today, just now, I completed the rough draft of the second short, and I have already moved deep into. The other day, I moved deep into the beginning of the feature. I forgot how far I went in. It was last week, actually, to tell you the truth. But I went in maybe, I'm guessing, 10 or 12 minutes. So that's a big milestone for me as an editor. When I make great progress and the production is moving along in the right direction, things start to roll. It's kind of like a snowball. And it's always been that way with editing. The hardest part is starting. Once you're done with all the organization, the labeling, the whatever your work plan is, whatever your work style, once you have that set up and you're moving forward, and once you hit that hill and the scenes start coming together, then it gives you that momentum, and you don't even really notice how fast you are moving. So I had hit that with the feature already, but then I moved on to the two shorts to try to get those out of the way first. So one is with the one short is already with the being scored, for the sound music track, and the second one just today, less than an hour ago, I made it all the way through the first cut. So I'm so happy. I even had time to go back and start polishing scene by scene. So when I mean polishing scene by scene, I check each cut, and then I see if I need to add cut-ins, cutaways, but primarily L and J cuts. L and J cuts are when you're watching a film or a television show and you hear the audio before you see the new picture, or you see the new picture before you see the audio change. So that just gives variety and makes a nice polish on the scenes. So I went back and I started doing that, and I was able to move right on through. So both of those shorts are somewhere about around 30 minutes each. So that wasn't too difficult, but you want to give it a polish, make it look professional, make it look thought out, cut with intention, cut to move the story forward. So I went back and I polished that, and as I'm going to do probably tomorrow, I'm going to move on to the color correction on the second short. And usually when I'm color correcting, I'm also doing a final polish. So as I color correct, I look to see if the scene flows, if the characters take moments where needed. And when I say by take a moment, when someone asks you a question in real life, most of the time you don't answer right away. You might think about your answer. Or if you're about to ask, and you're in a conversation, and you're about to ask somebody a question, you don't just rapid fire your questions, like you're in interrogation. You think about what you're going to say, even if it's just a split second. So those are the things you look for when you're editing. Once the rough cut is done, then you look for performance polish, what I call it. So I usually do a performance polish as I'm doing the color correction. And so this project was shot by maybe two different cameramen. So I have to pay close attention to when I'm color correcting, because I think both use different cameras. One shot in log footage, one shot in normal video, Rec 709, which doesn't need any real extensive color correction like log footage does. But so I'm going to be going through the scenes, doing the color correction, and doing a final performance polish. And then once I get that done, the next thing I'm going to do is add the sound effects. Well, actually, no. The next thing I'm going to do is the audio track. Now, if you've edited in the past, and you'll know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, this is a great little tip for you to look for. when a cameraman is shooting and he's recording the audio himself, or even if he has a separate sound man, which is always better if the production can afford it. But most of the time, the audio is being recorded directly into the camera by the cameraman, and he doesn't pay that much attention to the audio levels. So during post-production, that's the job, again, of the editor. And if I don't have a sound editor, if we don't have a budget for a separate sound editor, then that relies on me, the editor. So then I go back and I go scene by scene, actually cut by cut, through every scene, and I make sure that the audio is balanced at a stable level so that nothing's overmodulating, nothing's too low, so that cut to cut, it's smooth. And then sometimes you'll have to trim a cut here and there because they might be a pop or a click at the cut point. So audio track polish and sweetening, that's what I kind of call it, audio track polish, takes time also. So I'll do that. Usually I try to do that before the color correction or after. It all depends. I might do it. I need to switch it probably because I prefer to do that before the color correction. So it could be a little more labor intensive. And if I have to make cuts, then it's better to do it beforehand so I don't make any mistakes and leave a little sliver uncolor corrected or, whatever. So that's the next step, will be my audio track polish. And I'm looking for any errors that I may have made editing or that actors may have made. Sometimes you'll notice there'll be pops and clicks as the actor delivers their lines. And I always try to cut those out as much as possible. Sometimes people have a tendency to do this. Before they say a word, they go, "Well, Bill, I want to tell you something. Bill, I'd like you to come over to my garage and I want to show you my new car." Sometimes actors have a tendency to do a smacking sound, and it's very irritating and it's very unprofessional. A lot of the actors that I'm working with in these productions are student actors, and sometimes I do like them to hear themselves do that so they can stop it. I actually don't know why they do it, but it's a habit that a lot of new actors have. They smack their words to their lips before they speak. "Well, I want to tell you something. The way you treated me last night was it's very, very, very annoying." I don't know if you've known anybody in real life who does that, but they should stop doing it. But so anyway, I take all that stuff out, and then if any excess noise that I can hear, like if sometimes you'll hear a car run by or a train or whatever, horn beep or motorcycle start. If I can do anything about that, then I do. But a lot of times if it's on the dialogue, there's really nothing you can do except use noise reduction. Premiere Pro, though, does have a really new, well, it's not new, it's kind of new, noise reduction software that's built into their filters that are built into the program. And it works really well. I love it. It really helps me in a lot. It makes stuff sound much more professional than I could, 5 or 6 years ago. So that's where I am with that. So I'm very happy. Weight lifted off my shoulder. Once I finish this second short that I'm going to be polishing up starting tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty early today. It's not even 1 o'clock yet. So I might jump into that audio track polish. I don't know, but I have a bunch of other things on my list that I need to do. One thing I want to talk about briefly, let me open this up so I can look at it. Excuse me one moment, I'll be right back. I just want to open up this file. Okay, so one thing that I'm also working on, which is kind of interesting, again, on my channel here, which you can go, if you haven't seen my channel, please go to my channel, look at some of my content. If you like it, please subscribe. Please watch some of the content in my playlist. I have a lot of content in the playlist. I'd like you to take a look at it. People have been looking at the playlist, sharing them. I appreciate that. But what I'm doing now, I'm going to start including more AI information for video and filmmakers. So it's also good information for actors too, but primarily geared towards video, film, and new media, creating content, AI. Because my topics here are acting, directing, and editing. So really falls underneath filmmaking too. So directing, this is really an area that artificial intelligence can help out. Also with editing, post-production, also with pre-production. So again, I like to say, and all my information is going to be geared, artificial intelligence is going to be geared towards new people getting into it, people that aren't familiar with it, people that may know a little bit about ChatGPT, but they don't know anything about all the different tools that are available. Again, I am a believer that the tools are good, especially the video ones, but they're not great yet. I've even tried out a few of the new ones recently that say they can keep character recognition from scene to scene, but it's still not perfect. It's still not perfect. But you need, if you want to go forward and continue working in this field, you need to learn it. You need to start working with the tools that are available for free, artificial intelligence. Yesterday, it's so funny because last week I did a video and I was thinking that video was going to be a start of promoting the learning that is available for free right now with all the new artificial intelligence software that are related to video and new media and film creating, video, all that kind of stuff that's now available. And there are a lot of people who are looking for opportunities, maybe just out of college, maybe just out of high school, maybe in high school, and you want to get into learning about artificial intelligence. I did a video, you can check that out on my channel, but now my video thoughts are changing a little, still talking about the availability of all this information for free that's online right now, that you can go to each individual site. If you find a piece of software that does something that you're interested in, as far as artificial intelligence goes, you can go to their site and you can learn how it works for free. You can build a resume of programs and software that you are familiar with. The ones that you really like, those are the ones you focus more on and master those programs. And it's going to be a continuous learning curve. It's not you go there and you learn it and that's it, because they constantly make updates, they constantly make changes, they constantly refine it, they constantly make it better. But they're giving this information away for free, and you can get it, you can use it, you can put it on your resume, and you can continue to improve yourself and your skills. So don't fear, like I say in the video, don't fear AI. It's a learning opportunity. You're going to have to continue to learn. Even the programmers who are creating this, they continue to learn because they make changes. One programmer may create something that is a benefit to the overall software, and the other programmers have to learn it also. So it's not just you as an end user, but the end users are the ones who can turn this software into a career, can turn it into a business, can turn it into a, I hate saying this term, but can turn it into a side hustle, a side job. So there are going to be a lot of businesses. There are a lot of businesses right now that hear the hype about artificial intelligence. And they may not have anybody in their company who knows how to do it, who knows how to make use of it, who knows how it can benefit their company. You can put yourself in that position. OpenAI has a lot of information there. And so I'm going to start creating a series of videos for very beginners that talks about how artificial intelligence and the different software programs out there can be beneficial to filmmakers, to actors, directors, and editors. So, and even writers. I'm going to throw writers in there too, because I'm not talking about just going to ChatGPT and saying, write me a script similar to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I'm talking about using artificial intelligence as a collaborator. Maybe you have a script that you wrote years ago. And the reason I'm saying that because I have probably like 30 that I wrote years ago. And I can use, whenever I get to this stage, and that might be one of my videos, I know it will be one of my videos, where I use a script that I wrote maybe like 10 years ago, and I go scene by scene, and artificial intelligence, most likely I will use ChatGPT because I'm familiar with that and I like it, and I'm one of the paid subscribers, to polish my script scene by scene. I'm not just going to ask them, artificial intelligence, to come up with a script. I'm going to ask our ChatGPT to work with me as a collaborator and polish my script. So I have a number of scripts that need a good polish, and that's what I'm going to do. And I might document that process. That might be one of my second or third videos, and I'll walk you through that whole process. So yeah, I like that idea. As a matter of fact, I'm going to type that down as soon as I finish this video with you guys. So yeah, please go to my channel, look at my content. Again, all my content is acting, directing, and editing. Sunday, which is tomorrow, I always do a live Q&A, question and answer, at noon, California time, Pacific time, Los Angeles time, noon. So wherever you are, find out what the time difference is and join me at noon, Los Angeles time, Pacific time. And I can answer any questions that you may have about a project you have in development, about a project you've been thinking about the viability of how artificial intelligence can help you make that project you have better. So I love to answer those questions. I love to talk about this stuff. So Sunday at noon, I always have my live stream with all my subscribers, and I'd like you to join it. Even if you're not a subscriber, feel free to join, ask questions. I'm going to have YouTube Studio open so that I can easily see the comments that come at the bottom of the screen. And once those comments get there, I'll try to answer as many questions as I can and just keep on going. So Sunday at noon, Los Angeles time, California time, Pacific time zone, join me for question and answers about acting, directing, and editing. And I might as well throw in there artificial intelligence for film. So that's going to be my specialty. Actually, I'm probably going to add that to my description on my YouTube channel, because artificial intelligence, I've been hearing so much in the news yesterday about presidential, governmental initiatives and all the big shots from all the open AI and tech companies, artificial intelligence companies, excuse me, went to a meeting in Washington, and they're all talking about how they're going to focus on education for young people about artificial intelligence. And that's beautiful. That's exactly what I've been talking about. That's exactly what I've been preaching about. That's exactly what I've been pushing. But I found out that it's kind of delayed. They're going to start the programs. They plan to start them at the end of this month or sometime next month. But don't wait for them to start. On their sites, you can learn this software, become familiar with it. Find out which programs you like best, which programs you want to specialize in. Those are the ones you focus on. Those are the ones you get more information from. Those are the ones you use artificial intelligence on an artificial intelligence site to find out more about the program, to find out people who have already created videos on that software. Learn everything you can about it. Once you learn one, it's going to be much easier because they're all similar. They're all similar. The buttons maybe in the left side, right side, bottom of the screen, top of the screen, hidden in certain menus. But once you learn what they can do, all you have to do is continue to learn the different systems and position yourself as an expert in those type of artificial intelligence programs. So find something that you like, find something that you're interested in, and start focusing on them, learning everything you can about it. There's tons of information here on YouTube where you can learn how these programs work, what the benefits are. Find the ones that interest you and immerse yourself in them. Again, this is geared towards what really got me off on this, what really got me going on this train of thought is that I have been watching a lot of videos about young college students who are out of college and they can't find jobs because artificial intelligence is taking away the entry-level jobs. So, and it's like a hiring freeze everywhere, almost at all companies, so many tech companies. But this is an opportunity for you to hone your skills and build your skills and expand your resume, expand your abilities, expand your skill set. Because right now, all the information on how to use these programs are free on the sites who created them. So don't sit there and be afraid and sit in your room with the lights down dim, shaking in fear because you have this expensive degree and you can't get a job anywhere but Starbucks, maybe not even Starbucks. You need to build your skill set and make yourself the person that can walk into a company and say, yes, I'm a prompt writing expert. I have studied this program, this program, this program, and I can jump right in and find out how this artificial intelligence software can help your company, do whatever your company needs to do. Because there's so many ways that artificial intelligence can help different companies. And you literally can do the work of 5 or 6 people. If you are up on prompt writing, if you are up on how this programs, this software, this artificial intelligence software can help businesses. A lot of business owners and CEOs are believers in I keep saying believers in the hype, but it's not hype. It really works. A lot of it may not be able to do everything that they wanted to do right now, and it does make mistakes. So they still need human interaction to check those mistakes, to minimize those mistakes that artificial intelligence will make. So, and the ability, because the rough part of artificial intelligence right now, especially from the video and film and print, is that you have to consistently write prompts. You have to figure out how to prompt the software to give you what you want. And it's frustrating. But that is a service. That is a skill that businesses need. As these programs get better and better and better, your skill set will get better and better and better. And you will become more valuable to the company. And here's a simple explanation. I have a client who I was a project manager on the redevelopment of their website. It's a small city in Georgia. And so I came in and helped them revive and update their website. We picked a service provider, and I did everything that I needed to do to move their old website information over to the new one. But most of it had to be all rewritten and redeveloped. So I did that for them. And I positioned myself in a position where I'm very important to them because I am the project manager on the website. So once the website was done and transferred over, I continue to work with them. So I have a long-term client that I work with because I positioned myself to learn everything I needed to know about that software program. That's a simplistic program once you learn it. And there's still a learning curve because that software, even though it's a website management software, it's constantly updated. It's constantly improved. So it's continuous learning on my part so that I can serve my client who uses that website. So the same thing can be done with artificial intelligence. You learn the program, you learn the software, what it can, what it can't do, and you continue to learn as it's continuously updated, and you can make yourself the go-to person for these different artificial intelligence software programs. So there are opportunities. That's basically what I'm saying. Yes, people will lose jobs. Yes, people will have to move into other fields. But if you want to stay within your field, learn how your field can use artificial intelligence to be more effective, save the company time, get done what the company needs done, and position yourself as the person who comes in with the artificial intelligence skills and can step in and do what needs to be done. And right now it's all free. There are some companies out there that are charging you for it, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend paying, because if you have that initiative and you have that drive and you have the desire to improve yourself and to polish your skills and to make yourself more important to potential employers, you can learn it all from the companies who have created the software. There's nothing hidden. It's all free right now. They have free trials. You can pay for a couple of months and learn everything. Try out different things. See where their weaknesses are. See where their strengths are. So that when you position yourself as an expert, you are an expert because you've used it. You've create a portfolio. I started working on a portfolio of content I've created so far with artificial intelligence. Now, I can't use it for what I wanted to use it for. I was in the process of creating a digital graphic novel, but the consistency issue, it's still not where I need it to be. Now, some people are finding workarounds by using multiple pieces of software to get what they want, and that appears to be working. So that's available for you to learn too on YouTube. It's all right there. It's all right there. It's just a matter of you taking the initiative to sit down, read it, go to the different sites, use the free versions. If you find one you like, pay for it for a couple of months. It's worth it. It's worth it to position yourself as an expert in these particular softwares, programs. So that's my 2 cents. I'm going to continue, like I said, my idea of making videos on how artificial intelligence, basic beginner videos for artificial intelligence, how it can be used for film, new media, television, radio, so many case uses for it. uh, and you can learn it all for free. You can learn it all for free, and it's not a scam because it's not coming from some third-party company who's doing what I'm telling you to do for yourself. They have somebody going there reading it, and then they're teaching it back to you. You can do it yourself. You just have to be dedicated and serious about improving your skill set. Won't cost you a dime unless you want to pay for a couple of months of that service, which I do recommend, because once you are beyond, I think a lot of times once you're beyond the free version, you can learn more skills and techniques that aren't available with the free version. And if you're paid, potentially there's more you can learn. So take advantage of people on YouTube, the knowledge they're putting out there for free, just like I'm doing, and learn what you can. Then go to the sites, find out the ones that you want to be an expert in, the ones that fit your skill set, that fit your degree from college. So don't fear this. Don't fear it. It's another tool, just like the computer is a tool. Just like back in the old days, the calculator was a tool, the abacus, the slide rule, all tools. And yes, I bet you there were people afraid of the slide ruler when it first came out. I know there were people afraid of the calculator when it first came out. I'm old enough to remember when calculators became really popular and they were saying kids are going to cheat on tests. The digital watches, when they first came out, it was a tool, and teachers and people were saying, oh, they're going to use these watches to cheat on tests. And cell phones, the same thing. They're going to be able to use it and share messages, and we're fearful of it. Don't fear technology. You can't stop it. You must embrace it and go forward with it. And that's why I gear my messages to young people, because you guys were born with this technology. You know this technology. You accept it. You use it. So don't get out of school and think, oh, it's done. I'm done. I'm toast. I'm burnt. You have to continue to learn. I'm not saying you don't. But the learning you need to do now is free. It's not going to cost you anything. These companies want you to learn it because the more people that know it, the more users they will have, the more money they can raise to expand. So it's a win-win situation. You can even reach out to companies and tell them you want to do you have internship programs? Do you have learning programs? Some might. They might be unofficial. Who knows? But take that effort. Find out the areas. There's so many of them now. You have to decide, where do I want to go? What do I want to learn? What do I want to have as my portfolio, as my skill set? Do a search to see what's most in demand. There's a site out there called Google Trends, which I use sometimes. Find out what software programs are trending, what are used the most by businesses. Maybe those are the ones that you want to focus on. Whatever your degree is, whatever your area of expertise that you're trying to get a job in, find this artificial intelligence software programs that align with your skills, that align with the jobs you want. So don't fear it. Don't fear it. There's so much on the news about they're going to lose jobs and people are going to be on bread lines. We will survive. We have survived. We will survive. And you need to position yourself so that you're ready to step up and say, well, who knows this program? I do. Yes, I'm familiar with that program. I can run this. I can do this. So you have the skills to step up. You can train other people. You can be the trainer. You can be the artificial intelligence trainer for different businesses. So you just need to position yourself. And you really need to know it because they're going to ask you. They're going to really ask you. And you need to know what you're talking about. You don't have to be, the creator or the programmer. You don't have to say you can write code that can create artificial intelligence, unless you can. But most people can't. Most people are going to be end users. And there are going to be so many end users that need to know it, but don't want to take the time to do that deep dive that you're going to do. Do that deep dive. Learn these programs. Make yourself the person, the go-to person that can train others and can take these artificial intelligence programs to that next level. So don't fear it. Don't fear it. So I'm going to get to work on my introductory ideas. As a matter of fact, I'm in talks right now to work with a community organization here in California that's going to be providing these artificial intelligence, new media, streaming services, all this kind of services available to young people. So I'm going to be like a project manager for that. Just another project that I'll have on my list of things to do. I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to need an assistant. So, especially an editor. So it's a good position to be in. I'm embracing this modern technology. At first, I was upset by it because what it did was it actually destroyed my video production growth. You know, I still do video production from clients I've had in the past and projects that I'm working on, but most new clients aren't really looking for traditional video production companies that much as they used to. Artificial intelligence has taken the ball and is drawing all the attention. So the way I pivoted is to provide artificial intelligence services to help them create content, be it video, animation, all computer related. Everything nowadays is basically created on the computer. You still need to shoot video, but that can be done in a much simplified method, more with phones. You know, a lot of shoots don't require the big fancy cameras like I have. So that's how the business changed. And at first it was frustrating to me, but I realized what I'm talking to you about now. I can't fight the advancements. I must embrace the advancements and use my existing skill set and combine them with the new technology. And that's what you need to do too. It requires more learning. It requires you to develop new skills that you didn't have. Go into areas where it might not feel that comfortable. Go into areas that you're not that familiar with. But there are people that can help you and teach you how to step through those doors. And that's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I plan to do here. A lot of people who may be, you know, my age, who may be much younger, who may be teens or very young children, all kind of basic content is needed so they can understand and climb that ladder to a level where they feel comfortable, where they can deliver services, where they can make themselves useful to an employer. So don't fear it. Okay, I'll see you on Sunday, noon Pacific time, right here on my channel. Please go to my channel, check out some of my content. If you like what you see, please subscribe and look at some of my playlists, share them with a friend. I appreciate it. All right, I'll see you on Sunday, which is tomorrow.